Some of America's largest, most famous theme parks didn't simply close. They vanished while the world was still expecting rides, laughter, and crowds. No bankruptcy announcements, no dramatic farewell fireworks, nothing cinematic. Just silence creeping across acres of asphalt and steel. Behind fences and locked gates, legal battles festered, insurance disputes stacked like ticking time bombs. And in some cases, floodwaters sat for weeks, turning entire parks into stagnant, brackish bathtubs of decay. Decisions labeled temporary quietly hardened into permanence, sealing their fate. By the end of this list, you'll see why multi-million-dollar parks built to thrill thousands every day now sit abandoned, why insurance contracts can destroy dreams faster than hurricanes, why water can be deadlier than fire, and why even Disney, the company obsessed with perfection, has corners of its empire it quietly erases, leaving no trace. Miss a single detail and the story collapses. Every gate, every rusting ride, every silent midway has a secret, and each one matters. Number 10. Six Flags, New Orleans, Louisiana. This park didn't fall to a hurricane, yet millions of memories were sealed forever. On May 20th, 2000, Jazzland opened east of New Orleans, spanning 140 acres, with 27 rides, 4 roller coasters, and the promise of the city's first modern theme park. But the land was low-lying, and danger was hiding from the start. A few years later, financial strain forced Six Flags to take control in 2002. In 2003, the park reopened under a new name, Six Flags New Orleans, with fresh branding, new rides, more noise, but the silent threat remained. In 2005, Hurricane Katrina approached, and the park was closed as a precaution. The storm didn't cause major damage. The real disaster arrived slowly. Levees broke, leaving 4 to 7 feet of salty water trapped inside the berm for nearly a month. Pumps failed, control panels corroded, motors shut down, concrete absorbed the toxic water. Reopening would have meant rebuilding everything from scratch and still facing the possibility that the next storm could destroy it all again. Insurance companies refused. After 2006, Six Flags New Orleans never reopened. Today, the roller coasters still stand, but no humans occupy them. Frogs, birds, and even alligators have claimed the park. It's now used for film shoots and special effects fire testing, flames and explosions occurring without a single ticket sold. This park isn't closed, it's gone forever. It serves as a reminder that nature, insurance policies, and the laws of the land can kill an entire dream in just weeks, while its memory remains alive forever. Number 9. Disney's River Country, Florida. Disney doesn't close things, they delete them. River Country is a perfect example. Hidden across 6 acres, this small water park featured 7 pools, 5 slides, rope swings, and a lazy river. A perfect nostalgia capsule remembered by millions every year. On November 2nd, 2001, it closed for seasonal maintenance, and that was the last honest statement about the park. No disaster, no scandal, just 2 newer water parks, Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach, that made River Country obsolete and inconvenient. Demolition never happened. Disney chose silence. Fences went up, closed signs stayed. Decay unfolded behind trees in the world's most controlled resort. Guests stopped asking. Disney stopped explaining. This wasn't an accident, it was a deliberate decision, one the company didn't want anyone thinking about. Even the infamous 1980 amoeba incident was exaggerated online, and 21 years later some still believe it. Today, River Country sits like a grave, hidden within Disney's meticulous empire, a memorial that will never return, and every visitor who remembers it carries a small chill in their chest, a reminder that Disney quietly erased this chapter. This story shows how empires, perfectionism, and strategic corporate decisions can make a place both physically and culturally dead while leaving an invisible, lasting impact. Number 8. Heritage USA, South Carolina. This park never physically collapsed, yet millions of hopes were shattered overnight. Heritage USA wasn't just a theme park. It was a televised belief system. Sprawling across hundreds of acres, hotels, water parks, and spectacles blended faith with leisure, creating one of the world's largest real-life reality experiences. But a small accounting problem changed everything. The park sold lifetime hotel stays, promising thousands of future visits, but the rooms never existed. When trust broke, the entire operation imploded overnight. Construction froze, leaving the 21-story Heritage Tower standing unfinished for decades, neither abandoned nor complete, just stuck. Today, the tower still waits on legal deadlines like a patient on life support. Faith built it. Accounting destroyed it. This story shows how a multi-billion-dollar dream can drown in simple miscalculations, how human ambition and financial mistakes can trap an entire park in an invisible prison, and how some ruins aren't just physical. They are monuments to broken trust and promises. Number 7. Splendid China, Florida. This theme park never crashed, yet an entire nation's miniature history vanished within a few years. Central Florida thrives on adrenaline, echoing with roller coasters and fireworks. But splendid China slowed everything down. Spanning 75 acres, the park was a miniature China, featuring a half-mile Great Wall replica and millions of handcrafted bricks. Every step showcased China's history and artistry. No rides, no thrills. Just walking, observing, and absorbing. The park stood silently amidst the region's high-speed, adrenaline-fueled theme park corridor. Political controversies and protests erupted. Attendance dropped. Vandalism finished the job. Miniatures disappeared piece by piece. Statues were dismantled. By 2013, bulldozers erased the remnants. Today, the site is home to Margaritaville, replacing the scaled Great Wall with a vacation resort. This park is proof that quiet ambition often fails in loud landscapes. Culture survived, but history was physically erased. A place built to educate and inspire wonder is now a playground for leisure, and this story shows that neglect and silence in high-noise worlds can deliver an invisible death to even the most meticulously crafted dreams. Number 6. Geauga Lake, Ohio. This park didn't close, it was systematically harvested, along with centuries of memories. For over 100 years, Geauga Lake echoed with laughter, screams, and chaos. But in 2007, Cedar Fair announced the amusement park would shut down. Locals were told, the tradition will continue. A promise that was little more than an illusion. First, the roller coasters were dismantled and shipped to other parks. Then, the water park was kept as a pretense, only to close shortly after. All that remained was the lake, silent, ghostly, a memory stripped of sound. People don't miss the rides, they miss the noise. The screams, the laughter, the clicks of the chain lifts, the splash of the water slides. Once the noise vanished, memory turned cruel. Every summer's joy, every childhood visit became a ghostly echo. Geauga Lake proves that amusement parks aren't just rides, they are soundscapes, rituals and traditions. When these vanish, the history might remain physically, but the emotional landscape stays empty. This story reminds us how human ambition, corporate decisions, and neglect can deliver an invisible death to a century-old tradition, and how its echoes linger for a lifetime. Number 5. Holy Land, USA, Connecticut. This park was never built for roller coasters or water slides, yet the memories hidden in millions of hearts became its greatest attraction. Perched on Pine Hill, Holy Land, USA was just a hill and a 56-foot cross visible from the highway. Instead of rides or tickets, it sold stories and visual experiences. Using scrap materials, old bathtubs, concrete blocks, and folk art, it depicted the life of Jesus and biblical scenes in miniature form. Every structure was a narration, every path a visual sermon. When it closed in 1984, it didn't vanish, it began aging in public. For years, it stood above the town like a paused thought, abandoned, yet visible. A ghostly silhouette prompting anyone who looked to reflect. The decay of structures and the surrounding silence gave the park an introspective aura unmatched by any amusement park. Then came an unusual transformation, not redevelopment, not demolition, but conversion into a walkable trail. A 528-yard Stations of the Cross path offers a quiet climb, a space for reflection and mindfulness. Holy Land, USA no longer delivers thrills. It delivers a mental journey and spiritual reflection. This park teaches that abandonment isn't always failure. It can be transformation. Material decay and silence amplify memory and contemplation. It proves that even a small hill and a cross can leave a lasting mark on imagination and culture. Without a single ride, a park can preserve its legacy forever. Number 4. Bushkill Park, Pennsylvania. Bushkill Park isn't just America's oldest funhouse, it's a monument to ambition clashing with nature. For over a century, families flocked here for laughter, thrills, and summer memories. Roller coasters rattled, bumper cars spun, and dark rides scared and delighted visitors of every generation. But location carried a secret threat. Built beside Bushkill Creek, the park sat in a floodplain. The water never forgot it. One flood smashed rides to pieces. Another washed away repairs and paint. A third didn't just damage, it erased hope. The miniature golf course cracked. The wooden roller coaster creaked and rotted. And even the funhouse, America's oldest, bore rusted scars. Today it still stands, but trapped in geography that guarantees repeated vulnerability. Every path overgrown with weeds, every broken sign swaying in the wind, every silent ride is a reminder that nature doesn't negotiate. Placement, not ambition, dictated the park's fate. Bushkill Park teaches that nostalgia survives. Memories echo, but physical dreams can be ephemeral. This is more than an abandoned park. It's a living testament to how geography, weather, and time can quietly dismantle even the most cherished childhood playgrounds. The thrill of laughter has faded, but the story of survival and repeated destruction remains etched into every broken ride and flooded corner. Number 3. Dogpatch USA, Marble Falls, Arkansas. Once packed with families, screams of joy, and spinning roller coasters, Dogpatch USA now lies abandoned. Concrete streets crack under weeds, storefronts are hollow shells. The laughter that once filled the air has vanished, replaced by eerie silence. Built atop a hill, Dogpatch USA recreated a comic strip town in painstaking detail. Roller coasters clanged, carousels spun, and snack stands emitted the sweet scent of popcorn and cotton candy. Today the rides rust under creeping vines, paint peels off faded signs, and buildings lean as if holding decades of secrets. Hidden tunnels, props buried beneath overgrowth, and abandoned murals hint at stories that locals still whisper about. Water fountains are dry, benches are moss-covered, and every cracked pathway is a snapshot of joy frozen in time. The wind through empty streets carries echoes of footsteps like ghosts of childhood summers. Dogpatch didn't die in a single moment of disaster. Mismanagement, mounting debt, and declining attendance slowly drained life from the park. Every abandoned ride, every empty building, every rusted piece of machinery tells a story of a place once full of joy, now a haunting reminder of what neglect and broken promises can do. It proves that even the brightest, happiest places can vanish if attention and care are removed. Step inside today, and you don't just see an abandoned park. You feel a dream stolen by time, a community's laughter trapped in the shadows, and nature quietly reclaiming what was once alive. Number 2. Boomers, Dania Beach, Florida. Once alive with families, screams, and summer laughter, Boomers is now a ghost playground. Florida's sun beats down on cracked asphalt, peeling paint and rides that no one will ever climb again. Boomers was more than a park, it was a sensory explosion. Roller coasters twisted in motion, bumper cars rattled with joy, water rides sprayed cool relief, and mini golf courses echoed with friendly competition. Today, the coasters sit frozen, tracks rusted and supports corroded. Water slides pools are dry, coated in algae, their slides fading into ghostly pastels. Arcade machines sit abandoned, buttons stuck in mid-press, screens cracked. Walkways are littered with forgotten trash, empty soda cups, popcorn boxes, and lost toys. Silent markers of summers that will never return. The Florida humidity slowly consumes everything, wrapping the park in an oppressive, eerie quiet. Boomers didn't close because it failed to thrill. Nearby theme parks siphoned crowds. Corporate decisions quietly starved it of investment. Fences keep most people out, but trespassers tell stories online of the faint echoes of music and laughter, ghostly remnants of fun. Every abandoned slide, broken ride, and decaying facade is proof. Neglect, competition, and lost attention can erase vibrant worlds in seconds. Childhood memories survive, but only as shadows. Boomers teaches a harsh truth. Even joy, carefully constructed, can vanish overnight when humans stop paying attention. Number 1. Ghost Town in the Sky, Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Once filled with screams, laughter, and adventure, this park now feels haunted by the cold wind of the Appalachian Mountains. When clouds wrap around the peaks, it looks like the entire place is frozen in time, neither alive nor truly dead. Ghost Town in the Sky was a Western-themed fantasy built on the top of a mountain. The only way up was a chairlift, which made arriving feel like an adventure before the park even began. Once those chairs were packed with tourists. Today the cables creak in the wind. Below, the town buzzed with life. Above, this place was pure excitement. Wooden saloons, fake jail cells, staged gunfights, boardwalks, souvenir shops, and rides all worked together to create a complete illusion. Now the streets are empty. Footsteps no longer echo on the boardwalks. Saloon doors are shut. Shop windows are layered with dust that grows thicker every year. Steel roller coaster frames stand against the sky like skeletons. Storms have stripped the paint away. Bolts are rusted and exposed. The Ferris wheel no longer turns. It sits frozen on the mountain's edge, a silhouette that never moves. Water features are dry or swallowed by moss and weeds. The strangest part is the wildlife. Birds rarely land on the main streets. Animals stay to the edges. When the wind moves through the empty buildings, it whistles like a breath, as if the park itself is still trying to speak. Every structure, every sign, every broken prop tells a story that was never finished. This park didn't die from a single disaster. Bankruptcy, safety concerns, accidents, and isolation slowly pushed it into permanent twilight. Maintenance became too expensive. Investors pulled away. Every attempt to reopen became another broken promise. Again and again, the park tried to come back, and each time weather, money, and reality forced it back into silence. Walking here today feels like stepping inside an unfinished memory. This place doesn't feel dead, it haunts. Every shuttered ride and every empty street reminds you that some dreams never fully disappear. They linger as shadows, forcing us to confront how fragile creation really is. Ghost Town in the Sky isn't just an abandoned theme park, it's a warning. Some places don't vanish, they wait. And once you stand there, you understand why this park never truly left. It simply learned how to haunt.